If little by little you forget me, and the morning stops a while, should there come a day when you remember my umpteenth smile? If the scenery complements the years and the tears no longer fall, should there come a single day when you remember me at all? Oh, darling buds, make gestures of a poem told or two, but love itself becomes more to me when love is loving you. Remember that the lashes coat with black before they sleep, and they often dreams we whisper in love are the ones we cannot keep. It might go unnoticed, like a candle in the weltering rain, but to love and be forever is more than drowning in the pain. I imagine his eyes like blue denim, trapped inside a cocoon I've made of my heart. I place a long for freedom, but a desire to stay, undressed, unwrapped, and clinging to hope, to the last leaf before the fall. And I'd calm him there, in the metaphors and the metamorphosis, my entire being while shedding the ends of a lonely night, to bow down for the merciful lips and breathe again the breath, all before the very shadows of the limb tree of death. Was not for the sake of love's entails I drew you in the sand, nor the burial ground I dug with my bloody hand, but dredged the sea with salty tears I'd wept, countless nights where I had lay and your body had slept. It might not take a soldier with a barricade to know the battle of the heart, how it wills the blood to fast or slow. You cannot stop it beating down, nor the rush of blood like a flood to spill. And the strongest defence in nature, that soldier guards his heart till it is still. Has the sun bared all she can to lower over longing's hours in a defiant to dim under weightless scenes of absence nature, only to beg for the dark moment with a moon? It's been spoken, soft words of an expression of touch. In the valley of my soul, it echoes his truth. Maybe time presents here, in the meeting of our youth. It's as if two people exist for now, entwined by a line chain of love's poetic value, and sell nothing but roses to us both for a particular gift, like the performance on a stage that still plays on their lips. And there, he still speaks of me, in a different world, so untouched but always heard. Has it always been this way forever and always, so to tell? The tale I speak, of love so strong, and the words I seek as well? For his heart might mind them, tend to them in hopes they'll blossom. Like a rose in his garden, he's the keeper, and the presentation must be perfect. There's a lonely hope that stays in the corner where I tried to coax her out. She plays songs to remind me she grew from the places I have doubt. It's not as simple as to love her. I've given up everything and everyone I could hold. She won't speak to me, but clearly I hear her. She whispers when the days are cold. I've told her that I love her, and that 1,000,000 to 1 she has that quality of heart. She knows it's true. On days of blue, she turns those moments into art. Ode to the gentle storm that brews like a hectic dance, in a paradox state of contemporary love. I have fallen like an angel from the earthly form, whilst the heavens watch above. And should I ode to him the previous lives, or those unveiled and yet proceeding? To love him seeks more value than a heart that's only bleeding. To marvel at all that you are, but a scar on my neck, my wrist, and an unforgotten sin, and an embrace longing sweetly caressed my skin. a braille note of love and leaving. Believing is an endlessly fascinating formation. You have had me placed in a box untouched, sent letters with envelopes, with eyes seeking tears. Only the tears may come and go forth, and northerly winds change by chance to curate a dance I long to have had then and now. Only the two letters of a shoe, and no prince chanting love's quotes, while the note refurbishes the furniture, decorated by lipstick stains and the forms of a moment of a secret love had left my mouth rolling off my tongue. Has the sun bared all she can for her lover, the longing hours of defiant to dim under weightless scenes? Of course she has. Was not for the sake of loves and tales that I drew you in the sand. The rock will never complain if you pick it up and throw it. It complements the scenery and the bayou and the bard. It won't go crying over being taken home for someone else to cherish. As to offer more than a whispering shell, they should only perish. There is a rock that makes the most of its time basking in its former glory, and neither complains to any attention of the mouth that tells the story. I need you like the lavender requires bees to bloom, like daisies and diaries in heart-filled rooms. I need you like a basket of rich apples when the trees and a sailor set sail upon a breeze. I need you like the sound of music from an old jewelry box and ballets, like forget-me-nots and tulips in a row, like wild dreams and all beliefs we sow, like the soft cotton of a fresh linen shower, like the moment of love in an opening flower, as if the minute details forget the hour and keeps us each second to the heart. I need you like the modern and historical ways of art. Love won't leave you lonely. It has a way of comforting that nothing else ever can. Withered away with love and note, the old book holds her last desire. The brace of dust and the cold of trust mounted case above the fire. Oh, how delighted in him, the love that goes on in diary, letters and quotes and quaint note. As for her, with sleep-filled eyes, rests in dreams he never wrote. How to turn the key when the door locks the same, and the door looks the same as it did in your happiest days alive. And if by chance you've knocked upon it fewer times than to survive, it's easier to leave it open or maybe close your eyes and leave a little gap to peek through than to lock the door to the hardest days, the ones you imagined you'd never get through. Some doors lead to beautiful places. The arched doorway is made of wood. Often we misunderstand ourselves, understanding which no one else could, but to simplify ourselves in a way that matters to others. Maybe it's eagerly awaiting another. Is it too pretentious to want to pick the lock once the door was jammed or stuck? It's just happier that end to the destination, one click left and right for luck. If love was a lilac flower growing from his garden, would he paint me one instead, or pick them and a single punnet until they're all but dead. For lilac roses blooming beautiful would somehow make me smile. But countless tears, if they should die, he'd catch them all the while. To love, the only escape is expression, a smile, one touch, a kiss, the simplest of them all, to listen to the present bliss. To love a violet rose, one might tangle at the nose, and sweet, sweet smell, alluring scent, leaves behind which love had meant to create a sensation there, in the heart of those who share a violet or a single rose, when in love, the wild, I suppose. If to perch the bird must land, and landing all but fair, he might never fly naught nigh, whilst he's standing there. Should the nightingale sing forever attuned to long hold the night, for words of weather come together, but he is getting old. And this here bird, whom sings of divine, would sing the barrier of a place and time, and neither stop to part, but live forever, every feather in the deepest parts of heart. To whom it calls a bell might toll, and chitter birds to bring a nest upon the very eye, whilst all the redbreasts sing. And it might toll the merry bell, a chime of wind and rain, although the might return the season, the redbreast come again. A rose may spend her days to stem, or brazely on a bench divine, for one cut of her fair life is short, and not as long as mine. Oh, how dare I cut such beauty, as if her life was any less, and stay beside her as she weeps petals to petals becomes a mess. I should be more careful of the water, and watch the beauty bloom, as the gardener and the proprietor attend to the soil in this bare room. If love would cease, then do not fold, and love me as I am undone. For it may be, which I see, that you are just like the shining sun. And if I may hear what you say, my heart my love has won. For you too may come to crease to fold. So should I love you nigh begun, or love you as I, and not nigh, but love you as I have done. It is by the will of love alone I must away with sorrow, endured the paths and ways alone, but dignity I have and need not borrow. Waves of the sea descending, the fires of wood lay burning, waves of lonesome on their own, and promised that they're returning. Bridges are breaking down and burning, it is the stakes of the fire inside, the castle crumbling at my feet, and the angels above have cried. Close not your eyes to me, for would heaven truly fade? Would we suffer our passions and the fires we've made? Cold window pane with winter, I know the snow shall call, and when the old ways come to harvest, it is the bitterness of night that shall fall. Harvest which you can before the cold might settle in, and trace my body's love, your fingers on my skin. Harvest that of will of me, engage my heart and set which seldom beats, where the lonely night has come to death and finds darkness in its feet. Should you recall the moment my body warm and tender woe, as the angels up above make heaven's garden so, as the winter fails to provide the kindled breaths of love and sin, the bravest times of love and frailty could not win. So as they say, forever has eternal ways of old, and still my body, still my breath, the winter finds it cold. I would not give up love for vanity. You, my love, are sanity, rich wine and gods, whilst heaven pleads the odds. And for victory over sin and darkness, well, it knows nothing, but tries to pull us in. Shake the clouds of heaven's value, I have more gold to tell you. Sell no soul to the villain of hell, breaks the curses and frees the spell. Walk on the water like a king and sing to your heart's desire. Follow love but do not heed when passion starts to fire. Most days I can't stand my own reflection. I cannot seem to give myself affection. How on earth has it got this hard? And once I sent myself a peace offering, whilst the shadows hold the card. House with walls and city calls, and the past and present aren't the same. I'm my own villain in this story, and sometimes I have myself to blame. Burnt out letters of an SOS, rising smoke, the flames grow higher. SOS, my heart's in trouble, with smoke signals are the fire. If it was destiny and not the same arrangement or chance, that we should fall and find ourselves in some romance, should beauty of a rose fade be gone beneath the high city, and would the prettiest of all the flowers call my name and have the eyes of me? And should starlight fade and dim them all, a sky that embraces with blankets of kisses we would keep. For the oceans of my love, it runs as deep and true, and the only depths of love I seek is the depths of every ounce of you. His love lays where angels sleep in the garden filled with crimson rose. If I ever imagine him alive and well, that might settle my heart, I suppose. Flowers in the garden feed on me, bleeding roses holding the flame. And let him go towards the light, but bury not his name. He would give me up, just to have me fall hard enough that it hurt like fucking hell. And love me in the loneliness of the absent hours where he dwells. And bury us in dirt with flowers, and dust and shadows for the flame. And let him go towards the light, but bury not our love the same. I cannot go pretending that the pain has nothing to do with love. And love me in the middle of this shit till love can start again. We met someday in trouble and double hearts that fell. 'Cause hurting alone hurts like a certain hell. Oh pretty love with flowers sprouting and many roses to sell. So buy it or not buy it, love lays with us to never spoil. And moments and memories come to dust, bound to him in soil. From the fire seeks a haze of restitution and the value of a desperate kin. The love once lost in shadows, the darkest corners of her mind. There the flickering substance of light finds itself at bay. She who keeps the watcher's time comes before the day. In the value of the fire, finds a way to break the void. Angels could not battle without her, where the demons once deployed. Together like a mighty force, they brought the darkness down, and as they raised her up so high, claimed her queen with crown. I'm tired of trespassing on my dreams that are laid like stars below my feet. I want to rise, there's no disguise, my love I long to meet. Dreams of him may speak the truth and others are misleading. If they tell the stars above our love, it is proceeding, only to be compromised, not to be compromised or tarnished how it shines. Bleeding love might come for us, but our love it is divine, and nothing but divine our hearts can sever two souls entwined. I sometimes remain in a position of an abandoned road. You see, I want to run, but I cannot see the road ahead, where it goes. I was such a tiny little girl, and I hadn't dreamt of just life as yet. I do recall tears running down as I felt my sleeves all wet. Would daylight break the code of darkness if I vowed to love the night? For nothing is impossible in my heart that bears this willing fight. Fight for him in troubled water, dredge the contents of his sorrow. He has felt the wielded sword and hands to fate, and ill was dealt I'd borrow. For the fire in his eyes that burn like fire flames stand the ground of love in the sacredness of his name. Would nightly skies move the motions, a million stars then touch in grace, and face trouble, time, even place? And would love design what's meant to defend? Love like ours, divine, has no end. Because of this love a million times, in lives not lived as yet, still yearning, and touch the spark inside yourself to see if love's still burning. Only to find the heat of a flame, where the sun shines and the contrast of his eyes. Would the daylight break the code of darkness for love and starry skies? I am what seeks eternal love, and eternal love is I. My heart might gaze the summer days of tenderness of sky, note the clouds of white wash shining, for not an ounce of pain I feel. Reality is boundless beauty, for love and I are real. Wild rivers run the corridors of a land that's at